Hello, I'm Sarah Grace, President of Impact 100. When you make a commitment to growth, it is an act of faith. What I mean by that is this: you can't know the outcome. You can't know what obstacles lie ahead of you, or if you have the resiliency to overcome and persevere. Since our inception in 2001, Impact 100 has been on a path of growth, growing our membership, growing our annual grant dollars, growing our impact within the community, growing the awareness of our work and those of our nonprofit partners, growing our knowledge about the issues plaguing us, growing the collective giving movement globally. We, as a collective, are on a path of almost constant growth. With growth comes growing pains. The path isn't linear, and it is littered with places to get stuck or lost. 2020 has been no exception and brought with it moments of intense growth for our organization. This collective is powerful not because we are homogenous, but because we have diverse and divergent worldviews and life experiences. Every member's voice and perspective is valued. We want to hear and see you, especially during these times of intensity. With hindsight being 2020, our leadership team is continually debriefing and reflecting on our decisions, as we always have. We've leaned into tough conversations and grappled with potentially polarizing decisions. Have we made mistakes? Yep. Have we had moments of triumph? Absolutely. And I want to share some of those with you now. At the beginning of the year, when the world changed, we made a decision to donate $68,000 to the COVID-19 Regional Response Fund by GCF and the United Way. We put that out as a one-to-one match to the community, and in 16 days, that match was met. We had members donating before we'd even made the decision. I think this is such a beautiful story of how passionate and committed our members and our member supporters are to our community. Thank you so much for that. Our board of directors and volunteers made 541 member calls. Each member this year got personally touched by one of our volunteers just to check in and see, how are you doing during this crazy time? I think that's pretty impactful. With our 12 Live with Impact 100s, we reached over 120 people live on the calls and over 6,000 people through our Facebook live stream. That's over 6,000 people that heard the message of our nonprofit partners and the challenges that they've come up against during COVID-19 and how they've persevered, which I think is very amazing. Thanks to our membership and recruiting team, we found an amazingly creative way to connect physically while socially distant in our Step Up series. We had 6 Step Ups this summer where we had over 150 attendees, 50 of which were guests. So I think that's an amazing way to build community and stay safe. Thank you to our membership and recruiting team for such a creative way to connect. Over 30% of our members have engaged in our DEI or diversity, equity, and inclusion work, including the Empower Girl Talk series we've been having over Zoom and our learning cohorts, which is amazing. And over 4,000 people, over 300 live, and over 3,500 on Facebook Live were introduced to our 8 phenomenal 2020 grant finalists. And I think that data is great. Obviously, our member impact is great, but I think what really fires me up is when I hear about the nonprofits and the amazing things they're doing in our community. And so I would love to share that with you. I'm going to start with a quote from Rob, one of my personal favorite people of May We Help. He said in his live event, Impact 100 helped transform the organization from an association of volunteers to a makerspace with a purpose. And to put some data around that, before our grant, they were making about 30 projects a year. And now they are completing over 300 projects a year. Amazing. The Welcome House Mobile Health Outreach RV was projected to only reach 200 to 300 individuals a year, which I shouldn't say only. That's amazing. But especially now with COVID-19, they're reaching over 200 to 300 people per month. The RV has also legitimized their work, and they have partnered with St. Elizabeth Healthcare as well as NKU's new medical program to teach the doctors and nurses of the future about outreach medicine. That gives me goosebumps. That is amazingly impactful. $100,000 to do all that work. The St. Vincent de Paul Charitable Pharmacy used our grant to increase their prescriptions filled by donation from 70% to 90%, leveraging $7 million worth of donated prescriptions. A $100,000 grant to leverage $7 million. That is impactful. Workforce Connection by Cincinnati Works has leveraged our seed capital, as they like to call it, to enter DHL and Continental Building Products. The partnership with DHL alone will impact thousands of people every day. $100,000 to impact thousands of people daily. Amazing. The Washing Well by Community Matters has saved over $800,000, almost $1 million in transportation costs alone for its community since opening in 2016. To put that in perspective, the average home price is $27,000 in the area. That means they could have bought over 30 homes with that much money saved, which is mind-boggling. Wave Pool went from serving 75 families monthly with their food boxes to over 400 when the pandemic started. And without our grant, they would have shut down because before our grant, they were only a 700 square foot studio space. They used our $100,000 to create a commercial kitchen. And because they created the commercial kitchen, they had the facility to do this work. Without us, they would have been shut down and not be able to impact, they would have been able to impact only a few people, which is, I think that's amazing. I keep saying amazing, but it is amazing. And I want to leave you with something that Van said during her Live with Impact about Nest Community Learning Center. For me, my team, and the children we serve, thank you for helping to change the trajectory of their lives because they deserve a fighting chance. This is what we do, ladies. We change lives. We make dreams come true. We leverage $100,000 to make $7 million worth of impact and more. We touch thousands of lives every day with our work. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for holding space for this team to grow our organization and take it to the next level. I want to thank you for lending your voice, time, and talents. I want to thank you for sharing Impact 100 with your network. I want to thank you for understanding we are imperfect human beings trying our very best. And finally, I want to urge you to keep going. Every piece of feedback we receive is an incredible gift from our membership. The more information we have, the better decisions we can make. We are 541 women strong, and each and every one of us should be absolutely certain our voice matters. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me via president at impact100.org or any of our board members. You can find all of our emails on the website under leadership. I am deeply in gratitude for you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for making this collective as powerful as it is. I'm signing off. Have a great day.